All right, hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Mike Lindsley, back with you. It is 9 Minutes with me here on IGTV, YouTube, and Facebook. I am here from the official pub of the ML Sports Platter and Pinstripe Passion, which is, of course, the Al and Angus Pub. Make sure you get here, downtown Syracuse on Harrison Street. I just crushed a burger. It was a cowboy burger. It was amazing with bacon, barbecue sauce, some homemade onion straws, and all the rest, with a side salad and that delicious turkey lasagna soup for an appetizer. Unbelievable meal. You got to get down here at the Al and Angus Pub. They've got an array of chicken sandwiches, soup, salads, best darn Angus burger in town. And oh, by the way, congrats to Randy, Matt, and the gang here for yet another Best Burger in New York State award, the Beef on Wet Burger, taking home the honor. So great job by the Al and Angus Pub. Make sure you get here for the best darn Angus burger in town. Gift cards are always available, and they've got gear, hats, and shirts, and you name it, to wear the Al and Angus Pub out and around your town. Loud and proud. I should also mention that we're brought to you by Empower Federal Credit Union. Log on to empowerfcu.com. Well, look, the PGA Championship is underway. It's pretty unbelievable that it got moved up to this point. When you take a peek at the calendar and how it was, we used to have to wait. I wasn't on board originally with the PGA getting moved up like this, especially if you play in a cold weather city. You just don't know what you're going to get weather-wise in the month of May. But I've thought about it a little bit. I've read some columns, including Mike Vaccaro and some others, and I am all in on it, because we don't have to wait from April and the Masters all the way for 2 months for another major in June with Father's Day and with the U.S. Open, then a month later for July, and then a month later for the PGA. We can go right into the PGA in May. We go April, May, June, July, 4 straight months of the majors. Then you got, obviously, the big tournaments in August and all the rest, but you played the biggies. And let's also be honest here, when it is a Ryder Cup year, players won't be going from the PGA to like 3.5 weeks later, 4 weeks later to the Ryder Cup. In the case of the Americans, when they have to fly over. The case of the Euros, a lot of guys still live in the States, same thing, they got to fly over. So you want to make sure that all of that is spaced out as well for one of the great golf events in the world. All right, let's get to it. Rory McIlroy has actually not teed off yet, but I'm picking him to win the PGA Championship. He was my pick yesterday. Didn't get around to doing a video yesterday, ran out of time, but wanted to at least do one now before he teed off, because I am picking him to win it. I picked him to win the Masters. I think he's had so far a pretty darn good year, and to me, look, I know that you need to shape shots and make putts, and a lot of putts are makeable between 10 and 15 feet if you're on the right side of the green. In a lot of cases, you're totally fine across the board. But I would go one step further in saying that this, to me, is a long hitter tournament. I mean, Bethpage Black is extremely long. It's extremely difficult. You got to stay out of the shit. I mean, we're dealing with holes that are 650, 700 yards long for a par 5. It's ridiculous. So to me, it's like it's the long ball guys. It's about Brooks Koepka, who's right now underway at -5 leading the tournament, and more on him later. The guy's absolutely amazing. It's about the Dustin Johnsons. It's about the Rory McIlroys. It's about the J.B. Holmeses, those kind of players. Now back to Brooks Koepka for a moment. If you think about it, if he didn't have that bad shot on 12 at Augusta this year, we're talking about a guy who has 4 major championships over the last 7. That's basically a 2-year period worth of majors, and basically you're winning half of them. As it turns out, Brooks Koepka has 3 major championships in a 7 major span. Neither here nor there. Absolutely amazing. And this guy just goes about his business so relaxed, so fine and calm. There's no panic in him. He's never nervous going up to make a putt. He talks about that calmness. He talks about his demeanor. He talks about, how he handles things on the golf course. And, that's probably how a lot more of us should be. And I think it's going to help him down the line. He also happens to be a very confident guy. Some people think it's cockiness. I think it's more confidence. He thinks that there's, definitely a possibility to win double-digit majors. Well, you know what? If I'm Brooks Koepka, I feel the same way. Why wouldn't you say that? Why wouldn't you say that you could, that you can win double-digit majors? You're already at 3. You've had a shot to win a couple of more, and you've already gone up against the biggest guys, best guys in the world. And you know what it's like to lose to Tiger now. You know what that gallery is like back in the prime and all that. And Brooks Koepka applauded Tiger and said it was great to play against him, and he's looking forward to playing against him more in the not-too-distant future. But, you know, he knows what the tour is. He knows Dustin Johnson. He knows Ricky Fowler. He knows Rory McIlroy. You know, he knows Justin Thomas. He knows all those big-time golfers, and he knows what it takes now to not only win one major, but to win multiple majors. So he doesn't get fazed by the pressure. Ricky Fowler is a guy who I would love to see win this thing. I just think he's been so due for like 4, 5, 6 years. Remember, it wasn't too long ago where he finished second place in multiple majors, and I thought that was really his best year of golf. You know, fast forward to 2019, he isn't playing as well as he was then, but to me, he's just always really there because his overall game is so complete. Another guy to pay attention to this weekend, Jordan Spieth. I mean, Jordan Spieth, he almost won all the Grand Slam majors. He almost won all the majors for a Grand Slam in one collective year a couple of years ago. Now we really haven't heard a lot from Jordan Spieth. This guy has been struggling a lot. He's been struggling in major play. He's been struggling elsewhere, you know, in the basic tournaments. So he's a guy to pay attention to. Sometimes it just takes that one great major showing to turn your calendar around, to turn your game around. Spieth is a wonderful player. I don't think he'll be down for a long time, but certainly a story to watch here at the U.S. Open. This course is long. It's unbelievably difficult. I know a lot of people who have played it. In fact, I'm here, as I mentioned, at the Allen Angus Pub. Matt Beach, the general manager, played it 2 years ago. I had lunch with my buddy Brian Comboy. He played it a couple of years ago, and it is just a mammoth golf course where you've got to be literally just long and straight the entire time. I know it's easy to say about every course, but there's certain places where, you know, you can miss a left or you can miss a little right. Well, at Bethpage, you got to be long and whoop and stay out of the garbage. So it should be pretty interesting. I'm going to pick Rory McIlroy to win. I'm going to pick Brooks Koepka to finish second, and I'm going to pick J.B. Holmes to finish third. I like the long ball hitters in this one. Tiger Woods, obviously, as we wrap up here, you know, his involvement, his possible chance here to win yet another major after he won the Masters. You know, the PGA got a real spike. You know, you think about it, this is the first year that they moved the PGA up, and it happens to be the same year that Tiger Woods won the Masters. It just adds more intrigue, it adds more hype, it adds more pizzazz to the tournament, and the New York crowds are extremely loud. Tiger, as we speak right now, is -1. He had a tough double bogey earlier in the day, but he has battled back, and he is now under par. So right now, he is right there, and you know, trust me when I tell you, if he's within a couple shots of contention over the weekend, those galleries are going to get really, really loud with those New York crowds. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to sound more like Game 7 in Madison Square Garden during the Knicks or Rangers heyday, or a World Series game with the Yankees than it will golf. But that's what makes Bethpage special. It's a public course. It's a course of the people, and New York is just going to have a hell of a time this week rooting on Tiger and all those other golfers. So should be a lot of fun. Love the PGA Championship, love where it is, and I think golf's calendar will benefit now from having you know, this tournament moved up a little bit here after the Masters, a little bit before the U.S. Open, and a couple of months before the original date of the PGA Championship, the Open Championship in July. Now we just have April, we have one in May, we have one in June, we have one in July, and then we play out the rest of the calendar. And again, for Ryder Cup year, it's spaced out perfectly. I'm Mike Lindsley. Thanks for watching me here from the Allen Angus Pub. Make sure you get down here, Harrison Street in downtown Syracuse, for the best darn Angus burger in town. Sandwiches, you name it. Awesome entrees, soups, salads, and more. Great beers on tap and in the bottle here at the Allen Angus Pub, the official pub of the ML Sports Platter, which you can download, subscribe to, and leave feedback for on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review and some feedback as well. That helps an awful lot. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.